All right. Time for my 2 cents. So, per the title of the video, we're going to be outside today, milling a log with a chainsaw mill that I made with ideas that I got in different places and kind of made my own. The reason I'm milling logs is one of my biggest DIY hobbies per the title of my channel. Definitely the biggest one. Here's a little hint, but I'll get to an intro video coming up soon. So let's go outside. I'm going to flatter myself and call this the much anticipated first part of the chainsaw milling video. See how it goes. So there you go. I'll do the other side, and hopefully there'll be enough battery in the cold today for you guys to see the full process. I think you guys saw me putting those wedges in the, yeah, of course you saw me. In the far side, that's because the rail, the 2x6 rail there, you probably saw it bouncing up and down a bit. So depending on the shape, the outer shape of the log, and you know, what I could have done is maybe limbed it a bit better, limbed it a bit closer to the trunk to avoid gaps, because essentially what's happening is there's gaps creating spaces underneath the 2x6 rail, I'm calling it. And then it causes vibration, which could be dangerous and then bad for the saw and get less of a clean cut, etc., etc. That's pretty much it. I guess I could take you guys in for a closer look. So there you go. Not a ripping chain, regular chain. There are the wedges. Just a couple of scraps that you saw me moving along. 2x6 that I actually put a router. I ran a router along the top two corners here, just to round it off a bit, so it would fit perfectly in this piece of scrap metal I had. I showed you guys in a previous video. But there it is in action. The MS261 non-ripping chain, just a regular chain. For those of you curious, this is red pine. Not ideal for timber framing for a number of reasons, but I have you know, different types of logs. I'm not going to start clear cutting the best trees for what I have to do. Taking dead standing, what comes down in the wind mostly. Trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. So I'm just going to come back down the other side. You guys will see that happen. And like I said, hopefully the battery will last. And what that'll give me is pretty much an 8-inch width. And that's, you know, it's a custom made, but with a couple of washers and a bolt. And then, so the spacing essentially, the spacing here, if I do the same thing on the other side, it'll give me an 8-inch width. And what, for the particular job I want to do with this particular piece, I'm going to aim for a 10x8. So that means when I'm milling down on the two other sides, I'll have to move the 2x6. Just out of curiosity, if you guys are curious, the 2x6, I try as much as possible to work with the middle. Obviously, if I have a much longer log, I even have to move the 2x6, not only use the full length. If I have a shorter log like this, I think this is 11 or 12 feet. I try and work with the middle of the 2x6, because as I use this 2x6, I think moisture and stuff gets in here, has flared it out a bit, makes it a bit tight on the end. But there you go. Homemade mill.
So far so good. It's going very good. Touch wood. Couple of things to add. Obviously, it's not too bad with red pine, but you want to make sure the bark is clean. If you have rocks and dirt in the bark from when you dragged it out of the bush, that'll dull in your blade pretty quickly. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the blade is already slowing down a little bit. It's pretty good though. The bark is pretty clean on this one. Also, you guys probably see me blowing on the screw heads before I managed to put them in and put them out. One thing you definitely do not want is to shear off a head and lose a shank of a screw inside the log. That's definitely one thing that'll dull in your chain in a split second. Obviously, not impossible to get out, but it's a pain in the butt and a loss of time. So what I like to do is make sure that my bit is going right into the Robertson square there, nice and deep, nice and clean, get all the sawdust out, and then usually I swap out the screws every time I come out. So I'll try to use these screws, even if I do a couple of logs in a day, I'll try and use the same screws. but then I'll put them aside for something permanent and get fresh ones for this in and out and in and out, especially in the cold. And if they get sawdust, so you're camming out a bit, doesn't work well. So, as feared, cold and batteries don't mix. So you guys missed a bit. All I really did is clean it up with the draw knife. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed that. And please let me know if there's any questions. Tell me around this side. There it is. 8x10 rounded corners. Just wanted to close out by saying, so this is my spin on the chainsaw mill. A couple of designs out there that are similar. By no means 100% my idea. Just my spin on it, and it works well. Totally homemade. So thanks for watching.